Do you understand why CEOs are paid more than workers? In fact, this topic became contentious in 2021. It is all about the reports about CEOs earning 351 times the average worker. This came after the top 1% made billions during the pandemic. During this time, America's largest corporations are thriving, while laying off thousands of workers. So people believe it was unjust because billionaires were celebrating, while the majority of people were suffering as a result of the world's economic downturn at the time. And some might assert that these billionaires should not even exist at all. So the big question is, will the wealthy continue to amass wealth indefinitely? Hi everyone, welcome and welcome back to the Life of Luxury. Savor the flavor of exploring wealth, where we post videos about life and luxury. Join us on an exciting video as we explore the wonderful lives of the elite. We are absolutely thrilled to share our knowledge with you. If you are new here, please subscribe and hit the notification bell so that we can continue to post videos on this channel. And don't forget to leave a comment and we'll make sure to engage and start some interesting discussions with you. Now, let's go back in time to see how it all began. In the 1980s, two prominent political leaders spearheaded modern neoliberalism. In the United States, it was President Ronald Reagan. And in the United Kingdom, it was Prime Minister Margaret Thatcher. Now, what exactly does neoliberalism mean? Well, it is a market-oriented reform policy, which includes the privatization of the public sector and the elimination of price controls. Both Thatcher and Reagan were strong supporters of establishing free market capitalism in their respective countries. Still, they did not support labor unions, making organizations less able to advocate for their employees. This new wave of neoliberal policies paved the way for a new model of CEO compensation that included a fixed salary, as well as asset-based rewards like stock options. But why are they paid so much? A company CEO is the most important person. Its primary responsibility is to steer a business to success. As a result, they are compensated based on the financial success of the company. Furthermore, many large corporations use compensation committees to determine a CEO's salary. These committees, which meet on an annual basis, are made up of executives and board members from other companies. The CEO's worth is determined by the committee based on their level of experience and past performance. Besides that, they use benchmarking to compare their CEO salary to that of others in similar positions at similar companies. This usually results in steady annual increases. But before we continue to the video, make sure you press that subscribe button and the notification bell button for you to stay updated with all our videos. And now, back to the video. Members of the executive are also given incentives in the short, medium, and long term. Short-term incentives are cash-based and performance-based. In other words, when these CEOs increase a company's profit margin, they were rewarded with a bonus. Now, the medium incentive structure focuses on how CEOs deliver on a company's strategic goals, while long-term incentives expect staff to purchase stock in the company at a significant discount. This aligns their goals with those of the shareholders. To summarize, there will be benefits to all employees if all of these executives and their stocks perform well in the market. Well, is it truly worth it to the average employee? Absolutely not. Technically, a CEO's success increases the value of the company, allowing it to create more jobs and generate more value for society as a whole. When people ask Jeff Bezos why he is worth $200 billion, he simply replied, "People don't see the $850 billion value generated for shareholders along the way." greater success for the CEO ultimately means greater success for the company when it comes to Fortune 500 companies. Remember that high-value work equals high-value pay. But did you know that those same Fortune 500 companies are confronted with a social science game theory known as the prisoner's dilemma? Again, what does that even mean? Take this as an example. The police arrest two suspects and interrogate them in separate rooms. As a result, each of them has two options: either confess and implicate the other, or remain silent. If one confesses, but the other remains silent, the confessor will receive preferential treatment for cooperating, whereas the silent suspect will face tougher punishments for remaining silent. If you look at it, it appears that the best strategy for them is to confess, right? However, if they both confess, neither is better off than if they both remain silent. What a dilemma! Now, what is the link between this and our CEO pay scale? Companies would pay their CEOs less if everyone else did. According to Sandy Pepper, an executive pay expert and professor of management and practice at the London School of Economics, he reiterates the idea that companies keep executive salaries high to compete with other corporations and essentially attract top performers to their organization through those lucrative multi-level compensation packages we discussed earlier. With this model, corporations can keep CEO salaries high across the board. But how long will this model be in production? It is difficult to say, but one thing is certain: more people are paying attention to this issue than ever before. For instance, in 2020, San Francisco voters approved Proposition L, which imposes an additional tax on businesses whose highest paid executive earns more than 100 times the median salary of its employees. This proposition, which was intended to provide an economic incentive to close the wage gap, was approved by 65% of voters and goes into effect on January 1, 2022. Now, it's time to share your thoughts. Do CEOs deserve to be paid so much? Do you agree that those who create value should be rewarded by the market? Please let us know your ideas by leaving them in the comments section. We should keep in mind that CEOs make the most difficult and stressful decisions in the company. CEOs are compensated based on their performance rather than their deliverables. A great CEO provides leverage. Their skills and experience can add a lot of value to the company, especially when you consider the value they bring globally, which many people overlook. One of the qualities that a CEO must possess is the ability to propel humanity forward. So, if you have been regarded at the executive level, you should get started on building value. Through value, you can improve lives not only for yourself, but also for the average worker and society. That's it for now. If you enjoyed the video and found it useful, remember to subscribe to The Life of Luxury for more videos to help you explore the wonderful lives of the elite. Make sure you hit the notification bell so that you won't miss out on any of our uploads. See you in our next video!